For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a review on an updated product for the 2019 season. This here is the Kampa Croyde 6 Air Pro. So the Air Pro basically uses Kampa's Pro fabric in the tents, which is 150 denier, 600,000 mil or 6,000 mil high steady head, and it's quite a nice model. There are a few changes for the 2019 season, especially with the Croyde more than anything in the range, just because they've actually changed the pitch of the roof, which gives you a much better interior height. It's one thing I've always criticised this particular model for in previous years, is just how sort of low it feels. Certainly for someone like myself who's about 6'2". But generally going forward, it's much better. Joys of the Croyde, again, it's almost like a mini studland now, so it's a little bit narrower in the width and a little bit shorter in the length, just to kind of, you don't want necessarily the monster that is the studland. You've got a range of extras you can look on for the front of it as well if you want to make it a little bit bigger at a later date. So we're currently displaying the mesh vestibule which you can add to it, but there is a door in place which is basically exactly the same kind of configuration, just but in tent fabric. You can also buy a front canopy to go on top of this as well, which the mesh vestibule can then attach onto. But generally it's a really nice model. Like I said, the Pro fabric, very easy to pitch. You can check out our own Attwoolls pitching and packing videos of how simple it really is to put one of these up. I think it took me about 10 minutes in total for one person, which is ideal for if you're going away and it's chucking down rain, you chuck it up. Easy pegging system, so you've got the main sort of four corners, like a blue webbing strap tab. You peg those down first, then you pump it up and guide it out afterwards. Again, you've got less pegging points because you've got this simple peg system where this pegging point pulls the base out, and then you can tension the guy up there. Nice strong webbing strap guy up as well. Ventilation is obviously key, and you've got low level ventilation in the bedroom area and certainly the back part of the bedroom area to keep a circulation there to make it a bit fresher and airy, and certainly help combat condensation. Generally it's a really nice model, and we'll talk a bit more about certain features of the ins and outs of it as we see what it's got to offer on the inside. So let's see what we can find. So now we're inside the Croyde, you can certainly get a bit more of an idea for the free zones you've got inside the tent. So if you've got a nice canopy area, living area, and then the sleeping area completely at the back. The joys actually of this kind of style is actually by having it at the back, you maximise your sort of living area and also a nice big canopy area as well. Generally what you find is the canopy area is actually quite good for a tent that's actually not quite as wide or as long as something like the studlands as well. You can put sort of a cook set in here and be fine. There is a ground sheet that comes included with the tent for the porch area itself. Personally, I wouldn't put it in just because if you leave that front door open, any rain or anything that's just collect on the ground, and then obviously be like a slip and slide. All of the sort of camper range in this kind of Air Pro fabric has zip up and down curtains. So you've got the ability of the interior curtains as well as the curtains in the canopy area can easily be adjusted as you need to. And yet again, you've got the ability of having it kind of halfway and folds it over, which just gives you the versatility to kind of do what you want with it. This kind of partition middle door actually can completely roll away as well. So, and you've got so this part here can be kind of unzipped. You've got a new little clasp to hold it in place as well, going forward for 2019. So then that one at the bottom comes away, and you've got several points that you can tie it back to. Generally, like I said, the main thing I would criticise this on last year was the interior height, and that's been definitely rectified for 2019. Certainly when you get even in the corners, it's fine. And that, even though essentially it's the same footprint, it makes it feel bigger just because it's not so much enclosed. And certainly in the headroom, if you look in previous year's video, like I said, it just feels more cramped. And that helps to make, like I said, it feel bigger, almost like you're getting better sort of value for money as such. It has creeped up a little bit in price, but that's kind of reflected in the features they've added in terms of the height. Two side doors each way give you, obviously, with mesh built in, gives you good circulation, but you also got a rain safe canopy door on the side here as well. Generally this is normally quite a good offering because it's just something that is sort of in between. It's not quite as small as something like the Hailing, but it's not quite as big as a studland, so it's a good sort of crossover, if you will. Generally in the bedroom area at the back, you've got zip dividers between all the sections, but you can actually open up to be one big nice 6-berth. They're not as probably generous. You can still fit a double air bed in there, but it's not quite as wide as something like a studland, nor as deep for that matter. But you still have no problem. In the bedroom area, you've also got little clips located here, so you can put a hanging wardrobe pole as an extra in as you want it to, and you've got on either side, so you can kind of make it as dual purpose as a bedroom or as kind of a wardrobe as well. One thing to bear in mind, not only if you've got is little storage pockets built into the front of the inner bed, but also inside there as well, so somewhere for keys, phones and that sort of stuff. Generally, you've also got little Velcro tabs positioned on the beams, so you can put lanterns and then Velcro to put the cables down to an entry point. Really what Kampa tend to do as well is they have their own unique lighting system called the Flexi Saber light. Now that is, what it does, it actually physically Velcros onto a strip they put in here, which again means there's more internal headroom because you haven't got a lantern hanging down, but you've got a remote control so you can alter how bright it is. You get essentially, you can buy a starter kit with the sockets or add-ons, so you can actually add on to the one single socket point, and you've got Velcro parts all the way even in the canopy, so you can really kind of stretch it and move it about as you want to. You also got cable entry points located down by the beams, again to get the mains inside, without having to worry about running the cable all the way or underneath the tent. There's also, we do package deals on this as well as interest-free finance, and you can check out our, like I said, the carpets and footprints and extras that you can look for this model, so there's quite a few. Generally, I think it's a big improvement for 2019 for the Croyde. Obviously, it's gone up a bit in price in comparison where it was sort of around last year, but generally I think the costs of what you have to pay to get the internal room, I think it makes it much more of an attractive appeal. Certainly for someone, like I said, of more my height, or to be fair, even someone who's slightly smaller, because it just makes it feel bigger. When you've got table and chairs and you don't feel claustrophobic. There's a bedroom you can buy as well, the clip in, as an added extra, which yet again you can sort of choose to have or have not, but it takes about a quarter living area up if you do go for that. But generally, like I said, a nice improvement for 2019 season. Also, the lower line bedrooms means that they don't have the ability, you're not going to trip as much in and out of the bedrooms, especially with kids or after you've had a few too many sherbets. But generally, nice model, got talking points, and I think it's something really to kind of, you've got to be in to really relate to on how they made the changes. But that really is kind of the Croyde 6 Air Pro.